I'm going to show you how you can factorize a quadratic expression using a technique called the difference of two squares. This is something that you need to be alert to when you look at factorizing questions. Let me just recall what factorizing a quadratic expression looks like. If you have x squared plus 6x plus 8, factorizing means you put into two brackets. The beginning will be an x because we've got x times x to give us the x squared. Then we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give 8 and add to give 6. So two numbers that multiply to give 8 would be 2 and 4 because they add to give 6. So that would be factorizing that quadratic expression. If, however, you've got something like this, x squared subtract 4, and I'm asked to factorize it, you could rewrite this as x squared plus no x's subtract 4, and you could factorize it like this. An x at the beginning. Now I need to find two numbers that multiply to give negative 4 and add to give me 0. So numbers that multiply to give negative 4, right, 1 multiplied by 4, that gives me 4, so to make it negative 4 I could make the 1 a negative. Or I could have 1 times 4 and make the 4 a negative. 2 multiplied by 2 gives me 4, so if I made one of these two a negative, that would give me negative 4 as well. Now I need to pick one of these pairs which add to give me 0. So the only pair that will do that, negative 2 and 2. These add to give 0. So this factorizes to that. Now there's a quicker way of doing it, but it will only work if it's a certain format. So if I had x squared subtract 9, this technique will work because we've got a difference of two squares. The squares part comes from this. These are square numbers. These are square numbers. The difference part comes from this sign because we often call subtract difference. Now if you look at this example, the negative 4, can you see how it splits into a negative 2 and a positive 2? And that's because when you multiply these two things together, you get the 4, and when you add them, you get a 0. So to factorize this quickly, square root x, square root 9. I need one to be negative and one to be positive. And that's that factorized really quickly. It's providing that these are square numbers. So square numbers would be 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36 and so on. And this works a little bit with trickier questions. So say for example I had 4x squared subtract 16 over 49. All of these numbers are square numbers. This is a square number, this is a square number, this is square and this is square. Two brackets, square root 4 gives me 2, square root x squared gives me x, square root 16 is 4, square root 49 is 7. One's got to be negative, one's got to be positive.